Hi everybody, welcome to my Facebook Live today. Sorry, I did not start because I thought there's no one viewing yet. So now I opened my computer and saw that there's 9 people watching, so maybe we can start. So hello, welcome again. So in this Facebook Live, I want to go over the timeline for teaching application in the US. Okay, I hope that's something that's going to be helpful to you. And after the short topic, I'm gonna answer your questions. So there will be time for you to ask your questions while I'm discussing, though. You can type in your questions in the comment section, and then after my short topic, I'll go over your questions one by one. And I want to say thank you again for joining me today, this morning, and happy Sunday as well. Okay, so if you buy my book, this is the book, right? The timeline is in here. So you would know what to expect month after month. So like this is now November and it's almost December actually. So what should you be doing during the month of November? So you will see that here. So this is like the timeline. So I have notes here on what to expect. Some months have longer contents because that month is going to be very busy for teacher applicants. And so yeah. Okay, so it's showing that I have kind of low connection. So if I'm lagging, please, I apologize. As you know, I'm in a country where actually social media is not allowed. They left Russia, so but you can still access social media by using VPN, and I'm using a free VPN, so that's probably why my connection is slow because I'm only using a free version. So yeah, anyway, so the timeline, this I noticed based on my experience, because as you know, I'm doing coaching. A lot of visa sponsors have opened their application period really early this year. Maybe they started last year. So yeah, and so they started accepting application from foreign teachers as early as September, right? So therefore, you have to work on your papers earlier this time. I think the reason for them doing that early is because they want to fill in the shortage as early as they could, and also because the visa process kind of long depending on the country where the teacher is coming from, right? So especially if you're coming from the Philippines, the visa might be taking much longer than others. But yeah, so we're talking about J1 visa teachers, right? So right now, at this point, November, you should already have gone through some interviews. Okay, so from the beginning, September, that's when you start applying. So what does it mean? September, you should gather your documents already, such as your passport. If you don't have passport yet, better work on it right away. You should have your driver's license ready. Most visa sponsors would like driver's license to be ready right away. And then you should be ready with your FCE, foreign credential evaluation. Most visa sponsors would like you to have that right away. Some visa sponsors would ask you to turn in the FCE later in the application process, like EPI. They would normally ask you for it when you have been approved, meaning you've been interviewed already. So, but for some visa sponsors, they want that as part of your initial documents, right? So those things should be ready. So around September, you should start creating your account with the J1 visa sponsor that you have chosen. Like I said, you can apply to as many J1 visa sponsors at the same time. They would not know unless you tell them that you have applied to other visa sponsors. But don't feel obligated to tell the visa sponsor that, hey, I actually applied to other visa sponsors. You don't have to do that, okay? You're not obligated to tell them. And basically because that's your right. yeah, you want to try to apply to as many visa sponsors as possible, because on their side they're also accepting lots of applicants. Okay, so where can you find the websites of the J1 visa sponsors? Again, on my page I have the link to 24 J1 visa sponsors, and those visa sponsors are 100% legitimate. So I took those lists from the official USCIS website. Okay, so I have the 24 J1 visa sponsors for foreign teachers. You can choose. Obviously, you want to start with the J1 visa sponsors that don't charge any program fees. You want to have the least amount of expenses, right? So there are visa sponsors that charge program fees. There are visa sponsors that do not charge program fees. And these visa sponsors, they kind of have differences when it comes to how they process the application. Some visa sponsors have a more organized website, others, a little less organized. But yeah, again, the point is September is when you start creating your account with visa sponsor. And when you create the account, again, the account that you will create will be in their website. Go to my page at the top featured post, look for the one that says J1 visa sponsors. So I'm separated the list for, there are 9 J1 visa sponsors that don't charge program fees, and I have 15 visa sponsors that charge program fees, but all of them are legitimate. These visa sponsors will sponsor teachers in different states in the US. Okay, so you can just go to their website, read their programs. I really need you to read the program so you know what you're signing up for. They also have information on their documents, who they are hiring. They have information about the cost that will be involved in the application. Okay, so again, the links to the visa sponsors on my Facebook page. Teaching and More, that's my Facebook page. So go there, create your account. When you create your account, you would know what documents to turn in. Okay, so, and actually that's the beginning of the whole process. Once you have the account with a visa sponsor, someone will contact you via email. Okay, so, and you will be guided through the process from beginning until the end. Even when you're already in the United States, they're going to guide you through the process. So don't worry. Okay, September, create your account with visa sponsor. So therefore, from September through, say, up to November, you can upload your documents one by one. If you have them ready right away, then that's better, because the process will be longer or shorter depending on how efficient you are in complying with what the visa sponsor is asking you to upload, right? So, and if you have the documents ready, the visa sponsor staff is going to contact you and, schedule you for an interview. Most of these visa sponsors have a pre-screening interview. Pre-screening interview usually takes up to like 15 minutes. The purpose of the pre-screening interview that could take place from October, up to next year, actually, depending on when you turned in your application. The purpose of that is to check if you are eligible to apply as a teacher in the US. That's one. It's also trying to look at your English language proficiency, because these J1 visa sponsors don't require IELTS, TOEFL, TESOL, those kinds of things. But I saw that there's one visa sponsor that wants you to turn in that certification, but most visa sponsors don't. Okay. So yeah, that's September, right? Up to October. And then when you are qualified to apply as a teacher, you've been pre-screened, you're going to have another interview. Okay. So from here on, the process per visa sponsor is actually different. Some visa sponsors would, after the pre-screening, would immediately call you qualified or will approve your application. But for some visa sponsors, they would have another interview. Okay. So, but that's the timeline. September, create your account. And starting from October until next year, actually, depending on when you created your account, you will have your pre-screening interview and then another interview with a visa sponsor. And then when you're qualified by January next year, they will start having the principal interview, right? So normally during this period from until December, there may not be principal interviews yet, but who knows? Some schools in the US would like to do these interviews early on. Okay, but just to give you an idea, in the US, usually the reappointment process would start January of each year. So that's when the principals are gonna send in an email, email everybody for like a Google form. It's usually just a Google form that's asking teachers whether they have plans to come back the next school year, or maybe they have a different plan for the next school year. So then, therefore, that's the time when they would know how many teachers they need and in what subject areas, okay? So yeah, and then obviously this principal is gonna turn in the report to the district. And so the district is really the one that has connection with the visa sponsors. Most visa sponsors are already working with school districts in the US. They have kind of partnered up with them. So they would also know how many teachers they're going to hire for the next school year. And your goal is to be qualified before the end of this year. So your goal again, start the account September, and you want to be qualified by December this year, so that by January, when principals are ready to interview or school district officials are ready to interview by January, then your paper will be the first ones to be pushed, for interview schedules, right? So if you apply directly to visa sponsors, then when they qualify you, they are the ones who will look for the school for you. You don't have to look for schools. The visa sponsor is going to match you with a school that's looking for a teacher that fits your qualification. So that's how it works. So January, if a school principal interviewed you and they liked you, they will give you a job offer. So the job offer is coming from the J1 visa sponsor. They will be the ones to communicate with you always. It's a J1 visa sponsor who will communicate with you about the results of the interviews and whether you have job offer or not. Okay, so all those communications will be coming from the J1 visa sponsor. Sometimes it could take within 24 hours, you will have the result of the interview. But sometimes it could take longer. It's possible that, maybe the principal is still considering other applicants. So they probably want to see first, if there could be other teacher applicants who might, fit the job, better. So yeah, but usually if the school principal likes you, they will tell you even, before the end of the interview, they will tell you, okay, we're going to give you a job offer. So yeah, but you still have to wait for the official job offer email from the J1 visa sponsor. So it's a job offer. You may or may not accept it, but my suggestion is to accept it right away. Whichever job offer comes first, accept it right away, because the competition is high. You're not the only one who's applying. And so yeah. Okay, so that's the process. January up to I would say April, the principal interview is going to happen. So what happens after the principal interview and you got a job offer, then that's the time when your visa sponsor is going to guide you through the visa application process. So every communication will be through email. So you want to make sure that your email is clean, it's not cluttered, and always check even the junk or the spam folder, because sometimes their messages would go to those things. Okay. And you were waiting for their email, but they actually sent you already an email, but it's in the junk or spam folder. All right. So again, guys, this is only for the Philippines. I have a book This is one of the designs. I have two designs. One is neutral gender. This one is more like feminine design. This is 100, what? This is 103 pages, okay? The idea for this book is that by the time that you're done with the book, you should be in the US. The last chapter in the book is the US immigration. Okay, so if you buy the book, so 3,000 pesos for Philippines only. The reason for that is time zone and also shipping. I am now in Russia. Okay, I don't want to deal with different time zones. It's tiring for me. So yeah. So if you're a teacher in the Philippines and you are interested to join my coaching, you can buy my book, 3,000 pesos. It will be delivered to you via LBC free shipping. And it comes with a 1-year coaching. So the coaching includes practices for the interview. Just the good news, those who are in my coaching right now, those who already submitted their application, they are now approved. They're now just waiting for the principal interview. So they could rest for now because the principal interview is not going to happen until, in this year. It will happen next year, right? So yeah, so that's my topic for today. So by the way, you start leaving your country and arrive in the US starting third week of July, right? And that would be until probably last week of September for J1 visa. Okay, that's our timeline. September, create your account, and then from September through December, your goal is to be qualified by the visa sponsor so that by January, that's the start of the principal interview, your paper will be the first one that the principal's gonna see, and you got the job offer. Therefore, until July, that's the processing of the visa application, and by July, third week of July, you'll start flying to the US. Again, which month this is gonna happen really depends on how fast you're turning in your documents, right? So if you have any questions, I'm ready to answer them now. Okay, hello Amos, Hanson, Francis, Cecilia, Emily. All right, thank you for being with me. Okay. So primary school, okay, the process is the same whether you're gonna apply as a primary school teacher, middle school, or secondary. The same process applies. How to apply? Again, I just mentioned it. So create an account with the visa sponsors. The link to the visa sponsors on my Facebook page at the top. It's a featured post. Look for the one that says J1 visa sponsor. So there's a link to their website. Choose one, click the link, open the website, create your account in the website. And from there, someone's gonna contact you for some visa sponsors, but for most of them, you would know what to upload next on the website. Okay, so that's really just the start of everything, because once you have the account with the visa sponsor, they're gonna tell you what to do next. Okay, teacher gig. I was never a principal in the Philippines. I never worked as a principal in the Philippines. I never worked at a public school in the Philippines, so I never worked with DepEd in the Philippines. The highest admin position I've held was as a section head, right? So yeah, I was hiring teachers, promoting teachers from probationary to regularization. Also, I had the experience of, I was observing classes, but I was never a principal in the Philippines. Okay, but if you're a principal in the Philippines, can you apply as a teacher in the US? Yes. But yeah, it might be a bit challenging because they want a classroom teacher. You must be currently teaching at the time of your application. But if you're a principal, you can still apply. I've not worked with, but I had batchmates in Florida during my time who were principal in the Philippines when they applied. So yeah, you can still apply. So Oscar, if you are from the Philippines, again, the coaching is 3,000 pesos. It comes with a book. Okay, this book. And the coaching is not just a one-day seminar, it's a whole year thing. Okay, I'm going to guide you through the process. I will practice you with your interviews. There are many interviews that you're going to have, at least 3 interviews. So I will practice you on that one-on-one. And also, besides information about US teaching application, I will also coach you how to get a teaching job in international schools worldwide. So since my knowledge is not just about US teaching application, but also international teaching application, because you may want to consider that too, especially if you're almost done with your J1 program, you may want to consider teaching in other countries like I am now, right? So yeah. And Jeanette, is it possible to get hired if you have, guys, the possibility of being hired really doesn't matter where you're coming from. It really depends on your credential, whether you have the right bachelor's degree or master's degree, whether you have the right amount of teaching experience relevant to the post you're applying for. Those are the things that will affect. It doesn't matter where you taught before or where you are currently teaching. Okay, so that would not matter. Okay, kung ngayon pa lang ako mag-asikaso ng papel, yes, Zephyr. Again, your goal is before end of this year. Honestly, it's only because the J1 visa sponsor started early. But during my time, I started my application in January and I left the Philippines in August. But again, because they started the application early, lots of teachers have already turned in their applications. But you still have lots of time. So you can start preparing. So again, go to any websites of the J1 visa sponsors I have on my Facebook page. Let me open. Let me see. So I'm going to post the link, right? Link to the J1 visa sponsors that you can find on my Facebook page. I'm going to post it now on the comment section. I think that's going to be easier for you guys. All right, so, okay, I'm sorry. It's taking a while. Hang on, because, yeah, where's my live video? Okay, so guys, if you're on the live video now, I posted the link to the visa sponsors, okay? If you open that link, I don't know if you can see it, but I posted it. If you click that link, it's going to get you to my post about J1 visa sponsors. So that's a link to J1 visa sponsors. I assure you they are 100% legitimate. Those are visa sponsors that I took from the official USCIS. Okay. So annually, the link is already posted there on the comment section. You can open it later. So create an account now. It's for everybody. If you haven't created your account, you can create it now. You still have lots of time. Okay. So, okay. Right. So, teacher, thank you, ma'am. Is there any chance to get hired in Russia? I have stopped teaching since 2023. May I know what is the range for monetary preparation teaching internationally? So, teacher, is it Gege or Gigi? I'm sorry, I don't know how to say your name. Anyway, it's cheaper to apply in international schools than it is to apply in the US. Okay, whether it's J1 or H1B. Because teaching in international schools does not require show money, first of all, right? And international schools will take care of your airfare. They will also reimburse you on your visa application expenses. So it's cheaper to apply to international schools than it is to apply in the US. But between H1B and J1 visa, it's cheaper to apply as a J1 teacher than it is to apply on H1B. So if funding is a problem for you, and you want to teach in the US, go for J1 visa, not for H1B, okay? But yeah, the cheapest is to apply in international schools. Also, JJ, if you are not currently teaching, but since it's recent, it's only 2023. So now by next year, you'll be 2 years off from teaching, right? So yeah, you can apply. You will not lose anything. Just apply. Different visa sponsors would deal with your situation differently. So I would just say create an account and apply. The worst thing is they would tell you go back to teaching first. Oh yeah, so that's it. Just apply. Michelle, yeah, I mentioned it. You can apply to as many visa sponsors as you want to. You don't have to tell them. They don't have to know that you applied to other visa sponsors. Okay, you can't do that. How are you gonna do with the teacher judge? I don't know what you mean by your question. How are we gonna do with the link? I don't know. So the link means you open the link, it will bring you to somewhere, right? And it's gonna show you the links to the visa sponsors. Obviously, click the link. It's gonna open to our website, and from there you can read what you need to do. Okay. Any information about FCE so for FCE, JJ, just go to you can go to either Spantron or WES because most visa sponsors want those. So Spantron or WES. Okay, and how to process, yeah, you can learn from the website. So teachers, honestly, it requires your patience, right? If you are impatient with these things, maybe you should try some other time. It requires patience and also creativity, okay? Like for instance, so the links to Spantron and WS already on the comment section. You can check it out later. And also there are YouTube tutorials on how to do the FCE with Spantron and also WES. Okay, thank you. All right, so okay, as for how much I spent when I applied to teach here when I did the process to teach here in Russia, I have a video of that on my Facebook page. Actually, I already made a video about it. Okay, let me see if I can pull it up and post it here. How much did I spend? Okay, this is the video. Okay, the video on how much I spent to get to Russia is already also on the comment section. You can watch it later. Okay, pwede po ba sabay-sabay? I already answered it. How are we gonna, okay. Okay, Grace Duran, about teaching in international schools. I already made a video about it. So let me see if I can pull up the link and you can watch it later. Okay, so because I already made several videos on how to get a teaching job in international schools worldwide. Okay, I'm pulling it up now. Hang on. Because for international schools, for the most part, they don't entertain direct applications. So you have to go through recruitment platforms, but it's not expensive, okay? Okay, I'm trying to look for the video internationals. Okay, found it. So where's, okay, Grace. Okay, the video about international schools is also on the link, okay? International teaching job. Mom Grace, it's already on the comment section. Later, you can open that. Hello, Mom. Can you suggest FCE that is commonly? Nolly is It's already in the comment section. It's either Spantron or WES. So Sir Nolly is on the comment section, the link to Spantron and WES. How to do the process, you can learn from YouTube. I don't have a video about it, but others made a video about WES and Spantron. You can watch that later. And other information like how much, what to turn in, and how to do it will be on their website. How about teaching in New Zealand? How shall we do it? Okay, for New Zealand, I'm not really... if you go through international schools platform, there are also job hiring for New Zealand. Okay, so you can do that. But if you want to teach in public schools in New Zealand, I think you should go to the New Zealand Teacher Board something. Okay. And there are many teachers who are creating contents about teaching in New Zealand. So yeah. Again, if you want to teach worldwide, like in different countries worldwide, the process is the same. I already posted the link here on the comment section. Okay, so let's see other questions. Oh, hang on. How are we gonna chance to get hired? Yeah, is there any chance to get... Okay, I keep on seeing the same questions. Maybe I should look at my computer instead. Okay. I'm trying to look at the questions. Okay, for US, so Nolly asked about driver's license. Is it okay if I don't have professional? Yeah, it doesn't have to be professional driver's license. Okay, but it has to be for 4 wheels. Okay, I don't know the term for it, but you know, like motorcycle license is not acceptable. Okay. Zephyr V, not all visa sponsors require driver's license, but many would. Okay. So Zephyr V, not all visa sponsors require driver's license. So which one? If you want to know, so which visa sponsor is not required? Okay, again, I already posted the link to visa sponsors. It's up for you to find out. Okay, so yeah. If you are, Mom Grace asks, if you are currently teaching overseas and you want to apply for a J1 visa, can I be hired in my person or do I have to go? Yeah, you can apply for J1 visa job wherever you're at. So for instance, I can apply directly to teach in the US on J1 visa while I am here in Russia. It might be difficult though because of the US embassy thing going on, right? But yeah, a lot of teachers directly came from, say, South Korea or Middle East or Singapore, Thailand, Indonesia, and they were able to get their visa. Okay, so yeah. So J1 visa does not require that you are applying while you are in your home country. You can apply wherever you are at. Okay, let me see. I don't know. Is there any question? Pwede po ba sabay-sabay mag-apply? I already answered that. Hang on. GG. Okay, you have link for it. So Annie Lee asked, based on your experience there in US, what level would probably be best to teach? Primary to junior. For the United States, you cannot just choose any grade level. Okay. The post you're applying for should be aligned to your credentials, to your bachelor's degree, to your teaching experience. Say, for instance, I'm a BS Physics graduate, right? So I'll be teaching usually college level or high school. I cannot apply as a middle school teacher. I cannot apply as a primary school teacher. I have to apply as a high school teacher. So that's how it works there in the US. Okay. So Annie Lee, I don't know your bachelor's degree. Okay, so if you are a B.Ed graduate, then you can only apply as a primary school teacher. Okay, next. Vince, hello, Miss Sharon. How many copies do I need or the FCE result that the school district requires? Vince, again, it's up. It depends on which FCE service provider you're hiring and how many that you should know from the website. Also, I suggest for you to watch YouTube tutorial on this. I've seen lots of YouTube tutorial about doing the FCE either with Spantron or WES. Okay, answered that. Teacher Gigi, thanks a lot, ma'am. I'm happy now you are teaching in Russia. I encountered a Russian professor when I presented a research in UN FAO, and she's bright. Russians are nice. How is it going with you with the war still ongoing? I have, and they are teacher centered. Um, yeah, it's safe. Okay, so the war is, kind of like the battle zone between the Ukraine and Russia war is in Ukraine, not in Russia. Okay, so really here it's safe where I'm at. I'm actually in one of the republics of the Russian Federation. This is Tatarstan. And so the city here is Kazan. Okay, safe. I've been around not a lot, but on my own, I don't even speak the language. I have not seen any weird people. I have not seen any homeless people or person. No, the city is clean. It's safe. But what I would say is that Russians don't like small talk. So unlike in the US where strangers would say, good morning, would greet you or say, how are you? Here, no. Nobody will speak to you. No one will talk to you. All right. They don't like small talks. They said that because Russians they're honest people. They are sincere. So you don't normally talk to strangers, right? You don't normally, are, if they're not your friends, you will not tell them, I love you or anything like that. Because you have to mean it. So they're not really fond of small talk. So you will be left, mind your own business, something like that, which I like. So it's safe and it's cheap here. I've been posting about, the grocery items. I already posted about how much I spent for the whole month of October, and it's really cheap. It's cheaper than the Philippines, especially cheaper than the United States. Okay, so I'm looking at questions and see if I haven't answered some. Okay, teacher Gigi, you asked, can you provide how much money should we prepare if we aim teaching overseas? So if US is your target, I already made a video about it on my YouTube channel. Okay. It is itemized. Okay. So you can watch it later. Let me see if I can pull it up because, I'm not going to talk about the cost right now. It's going to take long. I also made in one of my Facebook live, that was my topic, like how much will you spend? Okay, so I would try to look for my video from my channel and post it here on the comment section so you can watch it later. Okay, cost. Again, it's US, but international school, it will be cheaper. And I already posted how much I spent on the comment section when I, got here in Russia. Cost. All right, so how much does it cost? All right, so the application cost for US is now on the comment section. You can watch it later. Can you hear how much money? Okay, what else? If you have medical condition like, okay. So if you have medical condition, so Alex asked, if you have medical condition like pulmonary hypertension and you are offered H-1B, is there a problem in employment in US? So Alex, I think the challenge should be here in the Philippines. Okay, because H-1B, for you to leave the Philippines, you have to undergo an extensive medical exam. Okay? uh, you can ask if that is a known, you know that you have this, you can ask the school, are you okay, I have this condition, right? Because like for me, I've undergone an extensive medical exam before coming to to Russia. So it's like a pre-employment medical examination, or PEME. That's a lot. Like I had blood work, urine test, fecalysis, obviously X-ray, hearing test, visual test, physical exam. So that's for H-1B. But if your visa is J-1, medical exam like that is not needed. For J-1, you will have TB test and drug test when you are already in the United States. It will be done in the district, okay? So again, for you teachers who may have medical conditions, I would say go for J-1 visa, not H-1B, and also not international schools, because the Philippines gonna require a medical exam, and if they had findings, they will not give you a clearance. So therefore, you cannot proceed. I have 2 bachelors, elementary, gen ed, and secondary, but I am a licensed teacher in elementary. What level to apply? Okay, in the Philippines, I don't think it shows. I don't know if you're from the Philippines, right? It doesn't show in your license what level, right? Because when I got my license, it only shows professional teacher. So what I would say is, what's your teaching experience? Because you can teach both. Because your degree is for elementary and also secondary. Okay, I know our teaching license doesn't state whether you're a basic education teacher or an elementary teacher. No, it doesn't. It just says professional teacher. So yeah, it doesn't matter. So Arsina, I hope you're still here. My BSc is agriculture and I had 18 units of prof ed. I teach 8 years, 5 years, was 8 months in depth. I taught tech book. Can you probably suggest the post I would grab when I'm applying? Okay. There's agriculture classes in the US. It's actually an example of a class that students can take where they will earn a certificate in the end if they pass the exam. I worked in Orlando with an agriculture teacher. He's from the Philippines, but he applied when they were in Thailand. So they went directly from Thailand to the United States, right? So sir was teaching agriculture in Florida. So it's an agriculture major. So yeah, you can apply as an agriculture teacher. You can definitely get job too. All right. Or what else? You can apply as it's called CET, right? Or CTE. I think it's CTE in the US. So it's called Career Technical Education. That's the post you can apply for. It's for secondary. So there, I answered your question. What else? I am a master degree graduate, but I am bachelor of, okay. I TVET teach TLE. Okay. So again, you can apply. If you're teaching like HELE subjects in the Philippines, you can apply as a CTE teacher in the US. That's secondary, by the way. High school. There. Okay, I don't know what your master's degree is. So everybody, this is for everybody. If your master's degree is not directly related to your bachelor's degree, for instance, I know a lot of teachers in the Philippines have taken Master of Education major in educational management or curriculum development or administration, something like that. It's not counted in the United States. Okay, they want your master's degree to be directly related to your bachelor's degree or to the post you're applying for. Okay, that's good, Dahlia. Then that's even better. If your master's degree is related to home economics, then that's better. So again, you will apply as a CTE teacher. Oscar, what do you mean agency? Everybody, do not apply, do not involve agencies, okay? So I want you to understand these terminologies as with respect to applying as a teacher in the US. I hope, Sir Oscar, are you still here? Okay, Oscar, listen. In order to teach in the United States, you only need an employer and a visa sponsor. You do not need a placement agency to get a teaching job in the United States, okay? So, again, you only need a visa sponsor and an employer. Sometimes the employer is also the visa sponsor, but that's rare. Okay, so what you should do, everybody pay attention. Apply to visa sponsors first. Okay? And then when they qualified you, this visa sponsor is going to look for a school for you. You don't have to look for a school. They're going to match you with a school that's looking for a teacher that matches your credentials. And then they're going to arrange an interview with you and the principal. Okay? Do not involve any placement agencies. You're going to spend lots of money that is unnecessary. Okay, so if your question again is, where do I get the visa sponsor? I already said it's on my Facebook page. I also posted the link to the visa sponsors on here on the comment section. Okay, so do not hire any placement agencies. It's a waste of time and money. Okay, I'm gonna post again. Teachers, medyo ano. Oh, anyway, yeah. Nag-live ako, di ba? So, syempre, magtatanong kayo. Minsan lang kasi paulit-ulit. Okay. So, anyway, nasaan na yun? Post ko ulit ha, yung link sa visa sponsors. Diyan lahat mag-uumpisa ang lahat. Mag-create kayo ng account sa visa sponsor. Doon yun sa website nila. Nilagay ko na yung link. Kung hindi nyo makita dito sa comment section, look at my featured post sa page. Okay, teachers, are you even following my page? A lot of those who are asking me questions, watching my videos, they don't even follow my page. It's free to follow my page, right? It's also free to subscribe to my YouTube channel. So if my page or my YouTube channel are, helping you in some ways, please subscribe to my channel and follow my Facebook page, okay? And if you watch my videos and they have been helpful to you, please like them. Okay? Otherwise, yeah. Anyway, that is if you're supporting what I am trying to do here, right? What I'm trying to do on my Facebook page and my YouTube channel is to let teachers know how you can get a teaching job overseas, either in the US or international schools worldwide. And I'm doing it for free. But if you want a one-on-one guidance, then you can buy my book. Again, this is my book. It's big. It looks like a notebook because I don't want people to know that you are actually applying abroad or in the US, right? So I know lots of you want to keep it a secret. So that's why I designed the book that way. But I have two designs. In order to get the book, you have to place the order. And then, cause you'll be giving me some information so I know where to send the book, right? It's free shipping. It's 3,000 pesos. It includes coaching for a year. So I'm going to practice you on your interviews. I'll look at your resume, but not all business sponsors require resume and application letter. Anyway, the book gives you all the information, right? It has information about the timeline, so you know what to expect every month. You will understand what J1 visa is, how you will be eligible, what documents to prepare. I have areas, sections for you to write your notes. Again, this is the timeline, monthly. The cost, very important, how much you will spend, right? It's like a diary too, because most of the things that you're doing here is time bound. So very important for you to be efficient. Okay, here's the cost. Okay, it's itemized in Philippine peso and in US dollars. I have lots of contents about interview tips and commonly asked questions. I have a separate chapter for just the visa interview, what you will be asked, etc. I even have some, a chapter on time to fly. So the luggage weight, the size, those things, okay? So yeah. But you're not required to buy the book. You're not required to join my coaching. I already have free videos on my YouTube channel. And if you're following my page, I post a lot, right? So anyway, let me see if there are other questions I haven't answered. Okay, teacher Gigi, ma'am, does your unfinished master's? No, if it's unfinished, most states do not count it. Okay? So I am an example to you. I have Master of Education in Physics, but I only earned 34 units. So that's never counted. It's also not counted here in Russia because I did not finish. I also have Masters of Education in Maritime. I have Master in Maritime Education and Training. I completed it. I graduated. I have a diploma. But it's not physics, so it's not counted. Okay? So your master's degree should be related to your bachelor's degree or to the post you're applying for, and it should be completed, that you should have graduated before it counts for additional salary. But master's degree is not required to get a teaching job. Hey, mommy. Hey, Sammy. Hi, Sammy. Sammy is my son and is watching. Hi, Sam. All right, let me see if you have other questions. I have pre-employment. I have given medical health some cardio, and I provided medical. Alex, the medical exam is not just on cardio. Okay, so also if it's a medical exam that you've obtained a while back, you will have to do it again. And the medical clearance will be coming from a DOH accredited hospital in the Philippines before, because you will be dealing with POEA or DMW. POEA is now DMW, right? So yeah, that's what I've gone through recently to go to Russia. So Alex, you will have to do another medical exam, and to get, it's not just the cardio that you will have to undergo. So yeah, but keep that record. You can show it to the doctor. Okay, I don't see any new questions anymore. I don't see any more new questions, so maybe are we done? Okay, how do you order the book? I actually have the link on my Facebook page. Okay, but guys, before you can buy my book, I will have to ask you some questions first, because yeah, there's a reason why I need to do that first. Okay, so I'm not greedy. I don't sell my book nor my coaching to anybody just to get money. I want to know first if you are eligible. Okay, the link to order my book is now on the comment section. All right. Hi, ma'am. What about 15 years in service? How's the computation of our salary? Okay, this is something you need to understand about salary computation in the United States. So every state every state has a different salary computation. Okay, so I cannot give you an answer to this because it depends what state you got a job offer in, right? So what will affect your salary in the United States? Again, how many years have you been teaching? And this teaching experience should be relevant to the bachelor's degree, to whatever you're applying for to teach in the United States. It depends on your advanced degrees, your master's degree, PhD, but they should be relevant to your job, right? And so, yeah, those things will affect where you teach, meaning the state, how many years you've been teaching, and then if you have advanced degrees. So it really depends. I can't give you just one answer because I don't know where you will be teaching. Hi, ma'am. Let me start by appreciating your work. I wish to find out what I can do because I did my FCE with WS and they did send the electronic copy to me on which is writing unofficial. And some agencies are rejecting this copy. How can I go? Okay, so I don't know. You should ask WS why they marked it as unofficial. So that's something I cannot, I can't do anything about it. But you should email Wes and tell them I should get an official one because you paid, right? You already paid. Hi, ma'am. I graduated my master's degree 2 years ago and I already got my TOR. Unfortunately, the school haven't released our diploma yet and they can't give a definite time as to when it will be available. Will I have a problem if I can't provide a diploma? What I have aside from my TOR is okay, you can submit your TOR because actually what they're looking into is the transcript, not the diploma. So yeah, Santander, you send your diploma. You can attach the certificate of graduation as well. Okay? Because, guys, what is the FCE? The Foreign Credential Evaluation is going to look at all the credits you earned. And then they're going to decide whether the degree you earned in a foreign country is equivalent to the degree that you should have earned in the US in order to teach. Okay? So they're going to look at your GPA. They're going to look at the credits earned. They're going to look at the training, the off-campus that we call in the Philippines. So yeah, they can see it only in from the TOR, not the diploma. So turn it in. Hello, ma'am. Does special ed teachers is in need? Okay. I don't know why, but I don't see any SPED teachers hiring in international schools. So I don't know what they're doing with kids with special needs. Even at our school, we don't have a SPED. Okay? I haven't seen any for SPED. So SPED apparently is only in demand in the United States. Even if you check China, other countries, I don't see any SPED teaching positions. So I already answered that. There are no new questions. Okay, let me refresh. Guess if there are no new questions, maybe it's time to say sayonara. Okay, do you guys have any more questions? You can type it in. If you posted a question that I haven't answered, can you repost it? Because, the comments have moved a lot already. I don't see new questions anymore. Okay, in 5, 4. Okay, no new question. Okay, I'll stay like 3 minutes more. So 12:20. It's 12:17 p.m. here in Kazan, in Russia. Okay, this week it did not snow. Okay, teachers, I know you're gonna receive your, what do you call it? 13th month pay. Is that a bonus? I don't know what it's called. You may want to consider buying my book and join my coaching. The coaching is not just a one-day thing. It's for the whole year. And so yeah, currently the ones who are in my coaching are DEPA teachers. And those who already submitted their applications are now approved. So they're now just waiting for the principal interview. So for now, they can rest and wait for next year, because that's when the principal interview is going to happen. But so yeah, these teachers, I practice them. So far they had 2 interviews. The first these 2 interviews are with the visa sponsors, and they all passed it. And again, they're now just waiting for the principal interview. So if you want to join as well, my coaching, you have to buy my book. Again, the order form is on my Facebook page at the top. So yeah, anyway, Ruth Belgica. Yes, you can apply. Ruth, if you're still there, not all visa sponsors require FCE at this point. Most of them do, okay, but most of them require it. But many visa there are visa sponsors who don't require it right away. They will tell you when you should have it, okay? So you can, again, open the links to the visa sponsors. I shared many times. It's on my Facebook page. Also, it's on the comment section. Go over each one if you have all the time and see which one does not require FCE for now, and then send your application. Oscar, speaking ability. All right, so for your English proficiency, they don't require you to sound like an American. They don't require you to not have any foreign accent, like the Filipino accent, right? It's not a requirement. Okay, as long as you have the proficiency level that they find, suitable or acceptable, you're fine. But teachers, if you're from the Philippines, this is what I am, this is my advice, a personal advice. If you're teaching a subject that must be taught in English, and basically that's all subjects, right? I don't know how things are now in the Philippines. But if you're teaching science, you're teaching math, you're teaching history or social studies, they're supposed to be taught in English, right? So you should be teaching it in English. Practice now, because for language acquisition or proficiency in a certain language, the best way for you to learn it, to be skillful in it, is to practice. Okay? Watch English films, English series, watch podcasts or listen to podcasts in English. There are so many YouTube channels that you can follow and watch how people are speaking. Again, you don't have to change your accent. You don't have to sound like the Americans, because, it's understandable that you don't sound American. Even in the US, there are different accents, right? So don't worry about accent if that is your thing. What you should worry about is comprehension. Okay, and being able to express yourself comfortably. So practice now. Do your classes in English, because that's the only way for you to gain confidence in the English language, right? Okay, I already answered the question about FCE. Okay. All right, guys, even when I was in the US, so I had teachers who were from Malawi, from Guyana, from what else? What other countries? There's one from Egypt, Colombia, different parts of the world. We all sound different. Okay, it's understandable. If you're not from the US, they will not expect you to sound like an American, as long as you show a certain level of proficiency. Okay, so teachers, practice. Okay, hello, Ma'am Sha. My bachelor's degree is BSIE, Industrial Engineering, right? Teaching TLE, Junior Science. Will they credit MA SPED? Melly, did you finish your MA SPED? Like completed it, not just units earned. Okay, if you're planning to apply as a SPED teacher, the MA SPED is going to be useful for you. But to increase your chances of being hired as a SPED teacher, you should have SPED teaching experience. To increase, okay? I'm not saying that because you don't have a teaching experience in SPED that you will not be hired. No. Okay, everybody, do you still have questions for me? Because I think I've already answered your questions and it's now 12:23. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining me on my Facebook Live today. Last week, I didn't do any of the Facebook Live because I was too busy at school. So, yeah. And so, no more questions, right? So, I'm gonna say goodbye so I can have my lunch. Hi, Lizelle. Hi. Yeah, you came in late. No, I'm kidding. So if it's just unit earned, you may have a hard time getting a SPED teaching job. Okay? So again, I'm sorry, Peter, and I appreciate you. You're always on my Facebook page. I appreciate you following my page. But Peter, because of time zone and shipping issue, I don't offer the book and the coaching to teachers outside of the Philippines. Okay? Again, Josephine, master's degree is not required. But master's degree will help you earn more because it's going to add something to your basic pay. Okay. Have some schools started conducting... schools haven't started conducting interviews. But if you have received an interview invitation, then that's good. Accept it. Okay, Sunday? All right, so guys, I'm going to say bye now because it's 12:25 p.m. here. I need to prepare for my lunch. I'm ironing my clothes. I have to, prepare for my classes tomorrow. All right, thank you very much for joining me today. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, okay? If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. And also, if you are not following this page yet, please hit the follow button. Right? Please, please, please. Okay. Thank you, everybody. I'll see you again next time. Okay? Bye.